terrible.
That's how it happens. That's
Yeah,
what it
and then
is.
when the animal is sick, then they just put it down and they don't care. It's all, the bottom line is the dollar. That's why you're better off going to a shelter or something.
Yeah.
Because, you know, 1/3 of the animals in shelters are pedigrees.
Anesthetized. And not only that, they're anesthetized too.
They what?
They anesthetize them. They put them out. They euthanize them.
Oh, euthanize. Oh, well, yeah.
I say
4
anesthetize.
million dogs a year in this country get euthanized. And that is a damn shame, because if you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. And that's the truth.
Well, there should be some kind of what you call it, like something you could
Well, you know, there's a lot of
organization you could donate,
organizations,
yeah.
there's a lot of organizations that are working on spay neuter. That's all they're doing, spay neuters. Even the ASPCA has, and I was never a fan of the ASPCA, but they even have a spay neuter clinic in the back of the church on Franklin Avenue, that big beautiful church.
Yeah.
On certain days, you have to make an appointment, and it's not expensive, and you can get pets spayed and neutered and shots and everything, and it's not expensive at all, and that's what people have to do.
You know, it's funny about that.
And that's a spiritual thing to do as far as animals are concerned too, so that you can stop unwanted ones from coming into the world and being suffering.
Well, at first I did want to mate him. He got neutered at 4 years old. But, you know, and they said, you know, it stops testicular cancer and all of this stuff.
Right.
And hindsight being 2020, I see Jack's health had declined at about 5 years ago. He had contracted parvo.
Oh no.
I walked him, they got it, and his fever was out of control. And they had him overnight. It cost me a fortune to, you know, get him well. But he was, even though he came home and he was the Jack he was, you know, running around playing and always very smart and everything else like that, he had this thing with shaking. He would shake more and more and more. And it was like a lot more exaggerated as he was getting sicker now. He would just sit and shake. Looked like somebody who had MS, say.
Yeah.
You know? I knew he was full of energy, but, you know, to have that kind of shaking going on. I have a friend of mine who's the same dog as mine, and his doesn't shake at all. It's calm and everything else, and very well trained, and you know, and behavioral. These dogs are tough to train. That I will tell you. Jack Russell is not an easy task.
Yeah, I heard the Bichon is not easy either.
No, they're very, when they're independent self-thinkers. he would watch you, what you do, and know exactly what you did. And if you didn't exactly close the crate, or you didn't do something right, he'd go over there, he'd start licking it, then he'd dump it, and he'd open up, he'd be loose.
Oh no.
He was just that smart. Put the
A lot
gate
of
up
these
like
animals
this.
are very smart. They're very.
See a gate this high?
Yeah.
Jack Russell, that's not a gate.
Oh, it's over
like
it.
a kangaroo.
No, no.
He used to be in the living room all the time. How the hell did he do that? You know, he would do it.
Well, I know that you're feeling bad now, but like I said, it'll get better. You'll feel better.
The thing is, when we treat people, you know that, when we treat people, they can talk to us. They can tell us their problems. They could say, you know, the doctor said this, the doctor said that, you know what I mean? I think a lot of times when you're ingesting all these things that doctors prescribe, I mean, every time I go to the doctor, it's like another pill she wants to give me. And I don't want that. I don't want something to mask the problem. I want something to cure the problem.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to you to get a painkiller to stop the pain. I want you to find the cause of the pain and stop that.
Right. Yeah, get
Right.
to the root.
And we're over-medicated in this country, you know, and it also interferes with healing because they don't, you know, you're working on them and stuff like that, but meanwhile they're taking pharmaceuticals that are oxycodones and things like that, which really impair them. Not only that, it desensitizes them to the pain that they would have, and we can't tell if they're getting better.
Right. Sometimes it's not good because if you don't have the pain, you think everything is okay, but it's really getting worse.
I'm telling you, and it's the most prescribed drug
Yeah.
in this country. This country is the, I just heard it this morning, maybe it was on Fox. They said that per capita, as far as drug use, we have the most expensive drugs, you know, around the world. You pay more here for anything, and that our people are like just like addicted. The society is addicted to it.
Oh, that's for sure. You read in the paper all the time of people that are somehow getting prescription drugs and selling them and all this kind of stuff. This something sick about all of that. There definitely is. Tell me, what do you think that a person who is striving to be spiritual how should they conduct themselves and live their lives, and how should they be thinking?
Well, there are many laws that apply, spiritual laws that apply to the way your behavior should be. If you're close to the situation, just say it's a romantic situation, and the person's in it, but you happen to have a romantic, or you had a romantic thing with that person, you are obligated not to be involved in her decisions of what she does or he does with the other person.
Right.
You cannot interfere because you have the ability to interfere.
Right. So in other words, being spiritual would just...
You're not allowed to screw with their free will.
Right, exactly. No, you can't screw with people's
basically what
free
it comes
will.
down to.
That's it.
As far as other points of spirituality, and I would say you need to self-educate. All right.
Become aware.
Yeah, I came upon a book that somebody told me about. I always knew that I was spiritual and I had some type of an ability because I would think about something, and then a couple of days later it would happen. I was talking to a friend of mine, Diana, on the phone, and her cousin is Johnny Maestro from the Johnny
Brooklyn
Maestro,
Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge and Crest.
Yeah, they're good. I've
And
seen them in
was-
person.
yeah, well, I love them. I used to go see them all the time.
Yeah.
And I said to her, we were talking one night, I was up in bed, I said to her, you know what? When these people are gone, nobody's going to replace them, ever be like them. You know, Janie American, nobody's going to replace these people.
I saw Jane Americans
Yeah,
too.
They're great. They're great.
Yeah.
And I said, could you imagine how bad it's going to be if something happens to Johnny Maestro if he dies?
I mean,
He
well,
died
look.
that night, 2:30 in the morning. I felt like I killed him.
Oh my, no, you were.
I didn't do that, but I never knew he was sick with cancer.
Right.
'Cause I never heard of it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was shocked that he was. He was doing those shows sick as a dog.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that left their mark in the entertainment field and in music and everything that are gone now, and it'll never be the same.
It won't. It won't. Once they're gone, all the class acts,
Gone.
you know, all the.
Oh, some of the trash they have coming out now.
I'm telling you,
I'm not going to mention any names, but let me tell you, there's a lot of trashy people that are out there, and you know, and they're the least spiritual of everybody, and yet they're hitting the top. They're getting.
Or they go trendy. They want to do Kabbalah. They're all going to go trendy.
Oh, yeah,
They're going
right.
to do Scientology. They're all
Oh,
gonna do-
Scientology, forget that.
Well,
I
it's good
saw
enough for Tom Cruise. It's good enough for John Travolta. Why isn't it good enough for you?
I saw a documentary about that.
So did I. You know, I tell you, some of the stuff that L. Ron Hubbard in that book he wrote.
Oh yeah, that they're all. Oh, forget about it. They get you in. It's like, I guess it's like the mafia. You get in, you can't get out.
And they got more money than the mafia.
They probably do.
They do. That's all, so.
But, well, like, I think that a spiritual person on a daily basis should, from the morning to the night, try to keep a good thought, first of all. Try to do as much good as you can.
Yeah,
You know, people, especially on the road. I saw a documentary years ago,
that's my fault.
right?
Yeah.
They said, somebody said in this documentary that I was watching years ago, and they said, you know, when you're on the road, that's the most contact that you really have with your fellow human beings.
Right.
And it's the opportunity that you have to be nice to people. And yet you got people cutting you off. You got people beeping at you. And sometimes you wonder, like, how people don't end up with a stroke or something. I was on Victory Boulevard near Manor Road, and two cars were trying to make a left in front of this guy that was next to me, and I was going to make a right
Okay.
up Manor Road, so I'm just sitting there. The light was green. Traffic. So when I see that there's like a little bit of a jam up or something, I mean, I just sit there and wait. What are you going to do?
Where you gonna go?
Where are you going to go, and what are you going to
You're
do?
gonna get there 2 minutes faster.
Meanwhile, these two cars, they're making a left, but traffic is coming this way, so you have to give them the traffic that's coming at you the right of way. Naturally, these people had to do that, otherwise somebody would have hit them.
Absolutely.
The light turns red, and the guy next to me starts beeping like honk, honk. And the two cars managed, when the light turned red, to make their left. And the guy's sitting there and he's shaking his head like, what did you want those people to do?
You see that would be my that's the test that God gives me every single day, because He knows, you know, being a former Teamster and everything else like that, you know, I just fly him up the handle, and he knows that.
Well,
And
that's
he
another
can-
thing.
he-
Anger management is part of
yeah, but you know what,
spirituality.
he convicts me every day, because I go out there, and the first thing I do is I make sure that I'm gonna go out there and love everybody. Put love first, and put the love of God in front of me, and the light of Christ in front of me, and go forward. But every time I get into that truck and start, or the car, whatever it is, wherever I'm going, he throws one of them in front of me, just to see if I'm on the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm telling you, and then when I catch it, I smile, and I go, okay.
I got you.
I smile at the other person, bless you, I go like that, and the person gets out of my way.
Yeah.
It just clears the road for me, which is kind of fun. You should try that sometime if you're driving.
Yeah, that's true.
Just, if they do something wrong, or they're in front of you, and they're going really slow, smile, say, you know, thank you and bless you and everything else like that.
I mean,
And all
sometimes
of a
you're
sudden they go
tempted to
2
sit there
blocks.
saying, come on,
No,
move.
they go 2 blocks and make a right turn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens all the time now.
Well, you have to realize, too, sometimes if somebody gets in front of you and they're slowing you down, it's very possible, and you have to think about it,
Keeping you from an
that they're
accident.
keeping you from an accident, that
exactly
they
what
were
happened to
put
me.
there for a reason. So just be patient.
I came home one day, and I had gotten a flat, and I had to change the tire. And that, like, half hour, 20 minutes, whatever it took me, you know, to clean up and everything after that, and then leave, there was a really serious accident right where I was going,
Uh-huh.
and I could have been involved in it.
Yep.
And I didn't know about that, but somebody said to me, goes, I was talking to her, I forgot who, a psychic I know, she's a friend of mine, her name is Michelle, and she said to me, goes, that was deliberate, that flat tire. The angels gave you a flat tire so you couldn't go at that time.
Right.
You would have been involved in it.
You think that the forces are working against you, but they're really not. They're working for you.
Well, if they keep me out of an accident, I don't think you can give me another flat tire.
That's right.
You know, so it didn't matter, flats can be fixed.
That's
you know?
right. Flats
And,
can be fixed much more easily than people.
That's true, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, though, so you're having a spiritual day, you're being nice to people on the road because that's the thing to do.
I was watching Pastor Joel Steen. I like him very much because his message is a lot of my message to people. Be good to one another. Be good, love your fellow man, try to help them. Help people for no reason.
Yeah.
Don't
and
expect
and
anything.
also be considerate
Yeah.
of somebody else.
Somebody said to me, Tom, you do all these things to help people, and you help me all the time. You go out of your way for me and everything else like that. He goes, what's in it for you? I turned around and said, there has to be something in it for me? I said, you know what's in it for me? What's in it for me
Satisfaction.
is seeing you healthy.
Right.
Or seeing you accomplish what you're trying to do.
Right. And
Because-
being responsible
and
for
knowing
that.
that I was the intermediary
Exactly.
that brought that about for you.
That you're responsible for somebody else having a better day.
That's right. You don't have to, people say, oh, I want
Sometimes-
to pray to the angels, I want to be rich. They're not going
No.
to do that.
Sometimes it is, you feel the feeling that you get when you've done something good and somebody appreciates it.
Mhm.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
That's all you need, really. And
Yeah.
as far as, all right, there's nothing wrong with asking God or the angels to help you have, not abundance so much, but.
No, you ask
but-
for, God is abundance. God is abundance.
Yeah.
God doesn't know lack. There's no such thing as lack in God's dictionary.
Right.
God is abundance. He feeds everybody. As he feeds the birds of the earth and the animals of the earth, how much more will he give you?
Yeah.
If you believe in him.
Well, I have to tell you, I feed the birds myself.
It doesn't matter.
But God is using me.
He's using you
That's
as
how
the
he's
vehicle.
feeding,
Yeah,
as the
he's using you
vehicle.
as the vehicle. You see this deer all over the island.
Yeah.
They said at the last count there was like 1,500 deer. All right?
Yeah, somebody actually
see
went out and
people-
counted them?
Well, I don't know. They're just guesstimating. But, I see people, putting over the fence on Arthur Road, they're dropping sacks of apples. Okay?
For the deer?
For the deer.
How
Because
nice.
the deer eat that.
Yeah,
They love
sure,
apples.
they love it.
You know what I mean? When you go upstate and you go to hunting range, hunting areas and stuff like that, the hunters, they set them up. They feed them all year long, and they put
Yeah,
out salt
right,
blocks.
so, yeah.
So the animal doesn't
Oh, well,
know.
these are real brave hunters, eh? They get them to trust them, and then they shoot them. Oh, that's nice.
No, you
That's
don't-
real spiritual.
They call it a sport. And
Yeah,
my
right,
bro-
sport, my foot.
My brother, my oldest brother, is a sportsman. He's always telling me, "I come up to my property. We have deer all over the place. Come on, we'll do." I said, "Bob, I ain't shooting anything." I said, "I like target shooting,
Yes.
but I do not like killing an animal. There's no reason
No,
for it.
there's
If
no.
I had to sustain myself, and I was in the woods, and I had to eat a deer, say, which I don't like deer anyway.
Yeah.
But if I had to, that's another story. This is,
Well, yeah, if it means survival, sure, but nowadays you don't have to do that.
you know,
You don't have to kill animals like that.
I mean, we got a variety of animals on this island now too. I'm telling you, you see the hawks, they're all over the place. We have skunk on the island.
I saw two pheasants running around yesterday.
Pheasants are beautiful.
Yeah.
I always see them by the garbage dump, so I'm making it where the old dump that used to be on Richmond
Yeah,
Avenue.
yeah.
Makes you wonder, like, the heck are they eating, you know?
Whatever they can get. I saw two yesterday in a friend's neighborhood, and people were out there hanging out with the two pheasants, giving them bread.
You know, a lot of them are used to being fed by humans, so they have no fear.
Well, what about those turkeys down in South Beach? I don't think there are too many left, though.
What they want, they said they were gonna get them and feed them to the poor and things like that, but the point of it is this: if you ever had a game turkey,
Yeah.
very stringy, it doesn't taste like a turkey you got in the store, butterball.
Right, right.
You know, then that's not a butterball, that's an atomic ball you're eating over there.
Yeah.
You don't know what the heck he's been eating.
I think that the storm, though, did a lot of damage to that population.
To the habitat, yeah, but you know what the storm wound up doing? It wound up pushing rabbits above Highland Boulevard. People are telling me, Tom, I have rabbits in my backyard. I said, they're not a pest. You might
No.
eat your vegetables, but why would you want to get rid of them? Leave
Yeah,
them alone,
yeah, leave them alone. They're
you know?
cute.
It's not a rat. You know?
Right.
So, what are you gonna do?
I don't understand people sometimes with animals. They just don't get it.
Don't understand it. It's a spirit in all of them.
That's right.
They have their own guardian angels.
Oh, that's nice.
They do. They have their own guardian angels that look after them. And I always would have my guardian angels. Well, I know one of them by name. Her name is Genevieve. I don't know the other. All right, but I always ask them to talk. Like I would say, if I wanted to do something, say with you, have my angels talk to yours.
That's true. Yeah, I've heard that before.
And then when we talk, it flows naturally.
Right, right.
And that's really true. That does work and it does help.
Yeah, we have
The only
angels
way
talk to each other.
you see, you know, I have my show. It's Tuning Into Your Angels.
Yes.
And on that show, the topic is only angels and healings of angels and interactions of angels with the everyday person.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what we try to do is to make people aware that there are healings out there by the angels.
Oh, yeah.
There are
Angels are a big
interventions.
part of all
That's
of
right.
our lives, whether people realize it or not.
Guidance.
We all have guiding angels. We all have guardian angels. We all have all kinds of angels. They are big in our lives, but
they
people
are.
don't realize it.
They don't realize that, and they also don't believe that I hear a lot of people, especially when I talk to them Catholics, they only believe in a couple of angels, they thought Gabriel came to Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, all right, to bring him a message from God, all right, or another angel, Michael the Archangel, right.
Speaking of Michael, we have a picture of Michael the Archangel, but go ahead, tell us about Michael.
And, Brian put it up.
Did he put it up already?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, he's gonna,
Okay.
okay. Well, tell us about Michael while he's getting it ready to put up.
Michael is my guardian saint. I call upon Michael a lot, but I also call upon him because my son's a police officer. And
That's
Michael
right.
is the guardian saint of
Mhm.
soldiers, police, firemen, you know, everybody.
All those who have to do battle,
who
actually.
Who actually have to be in harm's way.
Uh-huh.
And when I call upon Michael, I had read somewhere that Michael is also, I think it was in the Dorian Virtue book, that Michael is a master mechanic. He can fix anything.
Right, you were telling me that. I had never
And
heard that before.
My truck broke down 2 blocks from my house,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife forgot to renew my AAA.
Mm-hmm.
So
There he is.
yeah, there he goes.
There's Michael.
When I went to call AAA, and they said it would cost me $125 to take me 2 blocks. 2 blocks.
That's
Right.
AAA.
AAA.
But what do you pay for then if
So,
they're
wait a
gonna?
minute, so I called my wife, right, and I said to her, "You want $125?" I said to her, goes, "Well, I'll see if I get somebody to come and get you." So in the meantime, I put my head up against the dashboard, and I was like, you know, and I started to pray, and I asked Michael to come and help me with this.
Get me home.
And I said, "Please just start the truck. I'll bring it to the mechanic the next day. Just get it running so I can get home."
Mm-hmm.
I turned the key, the truck started. I wasn't gonna stay there and say, you know, and ask for an explanation. I drove home, got home, and then I thanked him, you know.
Of course, you always have to say
profusely.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Whenever you ask for a favor from an angel or a saint or God, you always have to say thank you.
Thank you.
Attitude of gratitude, because otherwise they're not gonna pay any attention to you anymore.
Because then you're just gonna be, there's other people who, please, give me this and I'll never do this again. And then
You can't make deals either.
you can't make deals with
People
God.
try to make deals with God.
you can't
Oh,
make-
God, if you do this for me,
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll do that for you.
You know.
No, that's not the way it works either.
I put $25 under that saint. You didn't deliver. You know? Oh, come on, what does that mean? You know.
That means that people they still think that they can pray to statues, and that's another misnomer that people have about
They put the statues in the house. I know.
statues are just a focal point. You're not praying to a statue.
You're
People
praying
think
to the entity.
Catholics.
No, you're praying to the entity.
Catholics pray to statues. No, we don't. We pray to the person, the persona, the saint that it's representing. That's just a focus,
Yeah.
you know. But
That's
it's funny because I have to laugh when I hear people say that about praying to statues. No, we don't pray to statues.
They think we're idol worshippers.
Yeah, right,
Because
exactly.
in the Bible it says if you pray to anything, an image, a false image of God and stuff, you're an idol worshiper. And in theory, praying to a statue would be an idol. However, the statue of the Blessed Mother represents the Blessed Mother.
That's right. The statue
The
just
statue of
represents
Michael or of Saint
any
Joseph.
saint, give what have you.
They have their own holidays.
Yeah.
St. Joseph's Day.
Oh, sure, St. Patrick's, everything.
You eat the sfinchi with the cream and everything. I'll say that for St. Joseph's Day.
Yeah, I know.
I don't remember anything in the Bible saying St. Joseph ate that. But I'm sure that.
Why? Where did it come from?
I'm sure that was developed in Italy.
Yes.
Because it's sold in every Italian bakery.
That's right.
So you have to look at it that way.
Yeah, I'm sure he had no idea about
There would have
pastry.
been some pretty fat saints eating all of that.
That's true.
And then they make the pasta with the sardines and the breadcrumbs and the raisins and the pinoles. I mean, all this stuff in the pasta.
Oh, the St. Joe, I had that for the first time recently.
And I mean, this is tradition, but it's what the tradition of the celebration of that saint. And traditions are good. I think so. I think traditions are good when it's something that's wholesome like that. As far as I kind of lost my train of thought. Snap something to me. I'm losing it.
Well, you know what it is too. I mean, you've been hit with a lot, and sometimes when that happens, we're only human, and man, we get a little foggy now and then. It's true, and it could be a senior moment too.
Well, my wife tells me all the time. She says, "You need to see somebody. There's something wrong with you." I see somebody all the time. I see God.
Yeah, yeah.
I talk to God and the angels.
That's it.
I
That's
don't need
all.
to talk to
That's all
anybody
part of
because
spirituality
he has
too.
a PhD on his wall.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
going to give me hallucinogenics.
No, you don't need that. Actually, all you need really is just to talk to friends and just, and then
I had,
Friends are better
our
than
inner
having
circle-
going to a
our inner
doctor.
yeah, our inner circle of healers and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
I'm always on the phone with you or Aldefina or,
right.
or Claudia.
Yes.
All these people that are healers and energy healers and stuff like that. Claudia helped me a great deal, and then she says to me, it was funny when she tells me the dog is in her kitchen. But I had signed off of Facebook, so I was talking to her on that, and I took Jack to bed, and I haven't slept, and every time I symbolically carry him up and put him in bed, I sleep through the night. So what's that saying to you?
Whatever works.
Well, it's working.
It's saying that he's around and he's
there.
with you.
He's definitely there.
And he's still close to you, and he's going to remain that way.
What we could do.
There's nothing you can do except wait for your own turn and hope it doesn't come too soon, but when it does, you're going to see him again at the Rainbow
know.
Bridge. I have a lot of animals that are going to meet me there.
A beautiful poem.
Yeah.
It really is. I read it. My daughter, oh boy, she made this collage of all pictures of Jack, and she put "You'll Never Walk Alone" to it. And I'm not sure if she put the version that we like, her and I, the Johnny Maestro version. I have never heard a version that good.
You'll Never Walk Alone.
You'll Never Walk Alone.
That was my high school
That
theme
was
song.
at most high schools at
Yeah.
the time, But she made this collage. I can't even look at it. If
I can imagine,
If
sure.
I look at that, you'll be
start
sending my
crying.
mail to the hospital.
Oh, no.
But that's her way of expressing how she feels. She told me, she said, "Daddy, the other night I went down the basement where his bed is by the computer." I said, "Yes." She goes, "I sat in it because I couldn't sleep." I said, "You sat in his bed?" She goes, "Yeah," and I held this little pumpkin that he had with the little stringy legs on it.
Oh, you got his toys and everything, huh?
He's got a whole bunch of toys. I'm not getting rid of any of it.
No, I wouldn't. You shouldn't have to.
I'm not going to do that.
No, no, hang on to your memories because they're good. They're good memories.
Mhm. Well, you know, in basically in wrapping up talking about spirituality and contacting your angels, you cannot just call upon an angel without surrendering your free will. You need to tell them you want them to come into your life to do a specific thing.
And that they can do it the way they have to do it.
They have to do it their way. You know what I
Right.
mean? And they will.
Yeah.
All right? But you got to be sincere and true of heart.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot want them to do something that's going to harm
Somebody else or something, yes.
Even if it's where you get a position and that person needed it more than you, and then you got it.
Well, what about
That kind of
if
thing.
there's something going on between two people, and there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser? I mean, somebody's got to help you there, right?
When they close one door for one person, they open up another.
Uh-huh.
Angels are benefactors. They're beneficial in our lives. Angels can do no wrong. They basically are unconditional love.
And
No matter
that's
what kind of sin you are, even a mass murderer,
right.
it's unconditional
As long as you
love.
have faith. And in the meantime, this has been a very interesting conversation, and
Yes,
I
it has.
thank you for sitting here with me and doing this. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show, and we'll be doing each other's shows, I'm sure.
I'm sure you'll be back online.
That's right, I will.
Okay.
So everybody, take care. Have a good night.